It's your boy, Skinny Peen. Anyway, okay. Today's mass murderer is Gary Ridgway. Never heard of him. Never heard of him, you say? Well, here's a picture of him, right here. Just so you can say that now you know him. Okay. He was born on February 18th, 1949, and is an American serial killer. He really hates cereal. Known as the Green River Killer. He was initially convicted of 48 separate murders and is presumed to be responsible for more than 90. Oh boy. As part of his plea bargain, an additional conviction was added, bringing the total of number of convictions to 49, making him the most prolific American serial killer in history according to confirmed murders. He murdered tremendous women and girls in Washington state during the 1980s and 1990s. Let's see. He's 68. Salt Lake City, Utah. He got life imprisonment without parole. Murder solicitation. He confessed to 71, but there's supposed to be 90 and above. 1982 through 1998, confirmed, but could be as recent as 2001. The date apprehended was November 30th, 2001. Imprisoned at Washington State Penitentiary. Penitentiary. Walla Walla, Washington. Walla Walla. Oh. I briefly read over his Wikipedia page, and as a child, his father and his mother argued a lot, I think, right? Something like that. Anyway, I don't think there's abuse. Okay, he witnessed more than one violent argument between his parents. His father was a bus driver who would often complain about the presence of sex workers. Most of his victims were sex workers. So we know that he was probably close to his dad. When Ridgway was 16, he stabbed a 6-year-old boy who survived the attack. He was married to a 19-year-old high school girlfriend. He joined the U.S. Navy, Vietnam. He began to have frequent sexual intercourse with numerous sex workers and contracted gonorrhea. Although angered by this, he continued to practice without protection. While he was abroad, Craig, his wife, had an extramarital affair. His friends and family described him as friendly and strange. He'd become religious during his second marriage, reading the Bible, allowed at work and home. He would also frequently cry after sermons. He continued to solicit the services of sex workers during his marriage. He also wanted his wife to participate in sex in public and inappropriate places, sometimes even in areas where his victims' bodies were later discovered. So, doesn't this tell us he's like a sexual sadist, right? Something like that. He had an insatiable sexual appetite. He demanded 3 times a day from his wives. He admitted to having a fixation with sex workers with whom he had a love-hate relationship. Okay, here's what I'm picking up. Okay, so most of his victims were sex workers, right? But he said that he had a love-hate relationship, and he said that he was religious and would cry after sermons. So I'm thinking maybe, like, he knew what he wanted, but he felt guilty afterward and killed them. Oh boy. His court statements later reported that he had killed so many he lost count. The victims were believed to be either sex workers or runaways picked up along Pacific Highway South, whom he strangled, dumped in the Green River, except for 2 suspected victims found in Portland, Oregon, were often left in clusters, sometimes posed, usually nude. He would return to the victims and have sex with them. So, what's that word? God. It's on the tip of my tongue. But it's not necromancy. God, what is it? I used to know it. It's lopsy or something. Necrophilia. That's what it is. So yeah, I'm just gonna say that he felt guilty, even though he knew what he wanted, but he was a religious guy, so he was like, oh well, gotta kill him now. And then, yeah. So, I mean, he's just screwed up, man. Someone help this guy. Why am I about to cry? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go. My entire right side is in pain right now, and it hurts to sit up like this, so